MPs head back to the House of Commons today without a solution to a week-long stalemate.
So for more on this, we're joined live by CTV's Colton Praill in Ottawa. Colton, for weeks now, Parliament has been gridlocked. So what can we expect when it gets back underway today? More of the same?
Absolutely, more of the same. But it's interesting, we're getting to a point now where this gridlock might actually have some very real consequences, because Parliament is not just the place where we see these debates take place, it is also the function of government itself, and that function has been gridlocked as well by this privilege debate that has been ongoing since the end of September. So what is it actually going to mean? Well, it could mean that we're going to start to see some financial pressure on the Canadian government. They're not able to pass their own supply bills, which are essentially their budget bills, which give them the money that they then use to run government programs. Now, they're already cleared through until the end of this fiscal year after the last budget bill passed in June, but there might be some extra expenses. And so the longer this goes on, we could get into a situation where suddenly the country is facing a little bit of a financial pressure because the government is running out of cash for these financial bills. But more concerning, certainly, is if this goes on long term, if this carries on all the way through until the next fiscal year at the end of March, suddenly we're in a situation where the government won't be able to spend new money. And so the longer this goes on, it's getting more complex, it's getting more interesting, and not only are the political ramifications increasing, suddenly the economic ramifications are starting to rear their head as well.
And that really is kind of a seesaw situation that puts a lot of pressure on the government. And are they facing a lack of confidence right now?
They could be. As this carries on, not only does this prevent confidence votes, but if it gets to a point where it breaks Parliament, essentially, where it prevents the flow of money, then it wouldn't necessarily be a lack of confidence, but it would force the Governor General to step in what is a tacit lack of confidence. It's essentially the lack of function of government itself, and that could force an election. Now, obviously, that's a long ways off. We're talking about 90 days of Parliament before we get to that point, but it does sort of explain the risk that the government is under right now. It's the longer this goes on, the more threat they face. And as things stand right now, as it's been for the last 8 weeks, there's really no signs of this ending. The Liberals aren't caving, the Conservatives aren't caving, and the NDP are happy to sit on the sidelines and watch.
Okay, we will watch too from here. Colton Praill is in Ottawa where it's all happening, or as the story goes, not really happening right now. Colton, thanks.